G'day, this is Blxz and welcome back to Geneforge 5. I've had a bit of a play around with the sound settings in the interim, and I think I have myself a good balance now. It's difficult to make sure that the game sounds don't drown out my voice too much, especially the battle sounds can be quite loud. But if you've got any suggestions, if you feel my voice is too loud or too quiet, then by all means drop a comment and let me know, and I will play around. Yeah, we'll figure it out. In the meantime, let's keep looking through. These golems are a little bit annoying because they're in the way, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, it looks like these golems were meant to help me up here against these ones. It didn't make a huge difference in the end because I could still beat them, but oh well. Might have made it a little less frustrating. The golem following you stops moving for a moment. Suddenly a spasm racks its body. Bits of stone chips rain off its chest. It begins lurching around the room, waving around its arms and bumping into the walls. They live a long time, the golems, but not forever. This creature has overexerted itself. It is beyond your help now. That's unfortunate. You stop moving. What you see in here gives you pause. This is the power core of the Stoneworks. Two huge crystal spires are connected to the conduits. They are still, all these years later, full of stored magical energy. To explore farther, you will need to pass through the core. You can see two closed doors. If there are intruders here, however, entering this chamber might make you very vulnerable. Well, let's see how it goes. This control creature is dormant. You poke at it a bit, but nothing happens. There is no power running through the conduit at its base. Maybe it would become active if there were. So I've got to figure out where the power is. Goodbye, golems. You examine the machine in the centre of the room. It is a large metal shell, full of crystals and metal protrusions. The metal prongs sticking out look a lot like lightning rods. The device is dark and dormant. You find no controls for it. There's nothing you can do. Let's try this one down here. This control creature is dormant. You poke at it a bit, but nothing happens. There is no power. Yeah, it's the same thing. Let's go at the top left to start with. Okay, let's go in the bottom right. Any fears you might have had about the power core are very suddenly justified. You hear a click from the door behind you. Then a second slab of stone drops out of the ceiling, landing between you and the door. It completely seals you inside. An old mechanism for emergencies, no doubt. Then you hear a little squeaking noise. It comes from the two control creatures near to the power conduits. Power starts to flow through them, passing through the machine in the centre of the room. At first, the machine is able to cope with the flow of power through its old assembly of metal and crystals. However, the amount of energy is increasing. If nothing is done, the thing will have to start releasing its power somewhere. Okay, I have a... You fiddle with the control creature, trying to get it to slow down the flow of power into the control machine. Through trial and error, you're able to slow down the power flow. It immediately begins to slowly increase, controlled by whoever trapped you in here. You've bought yourself a little more time though. Maybe you can slow the flow more. Okay. You fiddle, the controls are bulky and complex. Through trial and error, you're able to slow down the power flow, maybe you can slow the flow some more. Fortunately, you know enough about machinery to handle the difficult controls. You slow the power flow more than you might have otherwise. Okay. There's nothing you can do to keep this happening. You have to cut the power from somewhere else. Of course, I can't open that. I can't open that. I can't slow it down anymore. I'm not sure what to do. text box was different for some reason. Yes, a large pair of gears at its base, but they're stuck too. You hear an ominous sound coming from behind the western door. Even over the sound of the machinery, you can tell what it is. The scratching of claws on stone. The western door starts to open very slowly, trying to let something nasty into the room. The lever next to the door is also moving slowly from one setting to the other. That's interesting. How about we... No luck yet. Maybe you can slow the flow more. The lever is slowly moving from one side to the other. You grab it and try to stop it from moving, but you can't summon up enough force to budge it. You manage to grab a rock from a nearby pile of rubble and wedge it between them. You manage to slow the lever down. In turn, the door stops opening. The stone almost immediately starts to crack. This is only a temporary solution. Now, I'm not sure what's going on here. I think I just need to keep checking these things in different orders to try and... I don't know, it seems to be unlocking something different each time I try it. So... honestly, not sure what I'm doing. Search. You examine the lever. It looks like a control for the door. It's locked. You search through the tangled machinery, looking for the right thing to pull to get the door open. No luck yet. So I can go here. Slow things down a bit. Slow things down a bit. The stone's still cracking. Search, no. You can spend more time working on it later, so I have to do other things in the meantime. It's just confusing. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing. You have to cut the power off somewhere else. Okay, let's see if this one's unlocked again. There we go. At last, you find the correct chain to pull. You give it a tug. The door to the south starts to slowly open. Okay, that was really weird. That puzzle is a bit confusing. Much of the power for this complex comes from the network of narrow tunnels. The conduits are active. While they were doubtless shut down when the Stoneworks was abandoned, someone recently turned them back on. It is very hot. The pads of stones on the floor begin to glow with molten heat. Stepping on an active one would be very, very dangerous. Okay, I won't step on an active one then. That'll be right. It seems to be these effects are just really slowing my computer down. I got no idea why. They really shouldn't. But could be bad coding maybe. It's not very efficient or something. I wonder if I can actually do anything to turn those off. Don't draw. Marginally better, but it still doesn't stop these things from coming up. No, it's not better at all. Oh well, I'll just keep going as I was. Let's focus on this one here. Missing one of those. Did they die? Must have died up here. It's unfortunate. And now another one's down as well. It's a pain in the ass. Okay, how about we get some speed? Pick up the slack. I'm thinking of moving on from cryoers. It wasn't only a few episodes ago I was thinking of just having an army of them again. But they're falling behind. They're just a little too weak to really be particularly useful against some of the creations I'm fighting now. fire shaping might get more useful again when we get back to drakes. There. Seems my character's got a lot of HP this particular game. I remember playing shapers with, what have I got here? With, I've got a fair bit of endurance I suppose, but even then playing a shaper with, just in general, will just cause you to melt away at the first touch. So, unsure exactly why the rebalance has been done. Almost made shapers just more overpowered than they were previously. But definitely the most fun race to play, most fun class to play. Really enjoy shapers. Guardians I find probably a little bit boring. Agents are pretty good. I'm having a bit of an agent revival at times. I enjoy the fact that they use all the magic quite well, whereas the shaper just can't really afford to focus too much on magic. At least at the end of this I'm going to be filthy rich. I'm going to have a lot of money. I really can't afford to get another, what are they called? Another Blxz or something. I could probably throw down a couple of essence pods. Yeah, I think I will actually. Let's throw down one more Blxz. No, it's the regular Blxz. I'm going to throw in a little bit more intelligence and a bit more strength. Try and bring up the speed of some of the others. Now, believe it or not, strength for creations always increases attack. So even though it's a magical mind attacking enemy, it still boosts strength. I need to think of a name. I can't think of any more tasty sounding names. Let's just go back to tasty again. In the meantime, I'll try and think of more in the meantime. I didn't expect to have any more Blxz for the time being. Sorry about that. Nothing spectacular here. Can't go that way. More fighting. I'm going to rip apart these guys, jeez. Start with the Legion Aura. Jesus. Next up we will need, let's go haste on the off chance that we get another attack. And do that one. Okay, it's one down. Oops. Got used to everyone having a second attack. Forgot to build my cryo up. Okay, so the firing line on Blxz seems to be working a lot better. At least for this particular area. I might consider absorbing that cryo shortly. I'll keep it for now because you never know what might come up later. And I can't change in the middle of the battle. Let's see if I put my mechanics to good use. And get animal skins, a ruined onyx. No idea what that means. Probably protects me from magic damage, which is pretty useful considering I think that's the major sort of damage you encounter in the game. I'm not really using this one at all, am I? Oh, I've got group heal, I forgot about that. I'll put unlock up here, I think. No, I won't. I will put speed up here because I always use that. That was weird, the game just paused. Okay. What have we got in here? A dead body. Tinker's gloves. Oh, that's brilliant. I love Tinker's gloves. I will not wear them all the time though. I will just put them over here and have to remember that I've got them. Coated chitin is not particularly good, but I'll take it for now. I can dump it if I find something more valuable. What do we got up here? Ooh, it looks like it might be a boss up there. I'm just going to have a quick peek this way first. Oh shit. Okay. I prefer not to activate them if I can. See if that book does anything. The pedestal bears the burned scraps of a notebook. Someone struck it with a bolt of flame many years ago, and decades of moisture have ruined most of what remains. Only a small section of the final entry is still legible. I've warned Asher, repeatedly. His work, even if it was productive, which it isn't, is forbidden. It is going to bring the wrath of the Shapers down. That's all you can read. Okay. No golems going to move. No! Damn it, you know what? I don't care. That was not interesting enough to go through this battle. Here we go. I'm not really a save and reload sort of person. I prefer to avoid that. Well, I do save regularly, you would notice. But it just annoys me too much. Actually, maybe I can use these guys to help. There we go. Do some exploring. This control creature controls the flow through the power conduit. Yep, attempt to revive them. Yep, I'm calming them same as before. Here we go. There you go. Much better result. Have some help. Okay, start region. Can't really escape. Next up I'm going to... Oh shit, that's going to use... Nope, didn't use everything. Next up will be haste. Who was I attacking? That guy. Okay, and finally I'm going to want War Blessing. And I get another attack. Brilliant. I don't get experience for that, that's unfortunate. So close to beating it. $23, that's pretty good. Not spectacular, but I need 1,000 to level up. So what's that? 2% of the way. Just one enemy. Alrighty, down. Now we can go read this again in case it's a story element. That's all I can read, that's fine, I don't need to know any more. I can get some iron as well for what it's worth. Oh, look at that, it's a canister. We have create 4 bags of 1. Servant golem, it's an enemy servant golem and a regular golem. So that's more powerful. The rune etch, oh, it's a rune etch golem. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Right, those two done. And let's try and get speed back into one. Yep, that worked. Good. Oops. That still did quite a bit of damage. You can just stay there. I should have done War Blessing again. There we go. Good, they didn't kill it, which means I can still get the experience, provided I kill it this round. 85, I can do that easy. There we go. Oh, 34, it's not a huge amount. 3.5%. And the gold bar.